Hello, and welcome to Marathon. So Marathon is it's a game I grew up with. It's made by Bungie, who did they did Halo. They do Destiny 2. And Marathon is kind of the precursor to both of those games in many ways. And I've been kind of wanting to stream it for a while. So, we'll see how it goes. So this isn't the original Marathon. The original Marathon ran under Mac OS 9, Mac OS 8, and Mac OS 7. You could kind of hack it to work under OS X, but it really predates just about everything. There was a port of Marathon 2 for like the Windows platform, and I think like the Xbox Arcade. And at some point Bungie released the source code, which is Aleph 1's kind of the greatly improved reimagining of the Marathon engine. So, and I mean, all of this is free now. So, but we'll get right to it. And there's a little bit of plot in the game manual. I have that somewhere. But there's not much, and it's not really consistent even with the in-game story. So, let's give it a start. Oh, one thing is that difficulty normal. Okay, for the true original Marathon experience, you have to play with just keyboard. Just keyboard. I'll be playing this playthrough with mouse and keyboard. So let's give it a start. All right, so Marathon, 2.5D shooter. So one other thing that's a little different, that's right off the back, is from the original base game, is that the UI is greatly simplified. If you want, you can go online, look it up. The UI originally took, I'd say, almost a quarter of the screen in like an L shape. So this is much more streamlined. And I'm also running the high definition HD textures, and there's a few other things, graphics improvements, but this is pretty much the base game otherwise. So start off with a pistol, just your fists. Lot of little details like broken doors and stuff that they don't go anywhere, but they make a noise when you use them. So we're going to start off by taking out this alien. Right, and now that we've kind of given ourselves a little bit of breathing room, we can use... There, that's the pistol in action. Rule of thumb is ammo is can be hard to come by, especially later in the game. So, always better to use your fists rather than the pistol. So, the story of Marathon is told entirely through terminals. So, message to all Marathon terminals. Marathon Emergency Systems broadcast. Today, at 0820 hours, the Marathon came under surprise attack from unknown hostile forces. The Marathon has sustained serious damage. At 0830 hours, alien forces boarded the Marathon. The current situation is dire. All personnel are required to arm themselves and fight for their lives. So Marathon's a colony ship. I think everything else will be explained in terminals. But, yeah. Okay. Incoming message from Leela. Welcome to the Marathon. I am Leela, one of the 2 surviving artificial intelligences aboard the Marathon. I have been severely damaged and am working to understand the current situation. Find the teleport terminal located in the hangar's control room. By that time, I should have a better idea of what is going on. End message. This is where you are now. From here you can explore the rest of the hangar area, although not all of the doors on the level are functioning. I don't think there's ever a Marathon level in any of the Marathon games where every door works as intended. There is a pattern buffer at this location. So, pattern buffers in Marathon are save points. Can only save at the pattern buffers. So, they're important. There is a jump pad at this location. Activate the terminal to leave the hangar area. So, the game's not really consistent, but jump pads, teleport terminals, beam out points, that's how essentially you get to the next level. Okay, so you can look out into space. This is a high-def space texture kind of thing that I downloaded. You can kind of see some of the level geometry from the windows. Here's a nice little shuttle bay or hangar bay. If you turn on the map, you can see that it has a little name, Hangar 7A Port. So let's go over here. One little detail that's a little interesting is that you do more damage if you run at the enemy and punch. And here's some clips, some ammo clips. The yellows are pistol ammo, and the reds are the assault rifle grenade launcher, which we don't have yet, so... Okay, now, if you remember that terminal, the jump pad that we want to get to is over there, but this door is in the way. And this door goes to that hangar area that we saw. Probably don't want to go out there, but it won't let us anyway since the door is locked. So this is observation deck 221. If you look out there, that's the alien ship. Or at least it's supposed to be. It's really just an object that's placed, in that area outside. But it's like a neat little trick. Neat little touch, too. So... Oh. And this is our first encounter with this guy. So it looks very similar to the green ones, but he can shoot these energy bolts at us with the staff. Also took a little bit more damage to kill, so... And that's a switch. It raises that. Here's the pattern buffer. Yep, game saved. That's actually one real nice thing about the update, because the original pattern buffers in the game, base game, original game, whatever, actually pulled up like a dialogue thing to specify where to save the game. Now, in this version of the game, it just dumps it in a save game file folder. Okay, so there's this little air vent network. Hopefully we can use it to get to that jump pad. Let's, here's another type of alien. Another pattern buffer. Now, if you're just walking around, there's no way to get to that guy, or that terminal that I guess he's reading. So instead we'll ride this elevator up. Oh. Yes, this game has reloading. You have to reload after you empty a clip. You cannot reload mid-clip. You actually have to, like, shoot it, completely use up the ammo. Okay. Just looking around a little bit. Now we go down here. It drops us back in that observation room. Not where we want to go. So we'll hit that switch again. Run up past the windows. Under this thing. So one thing that's good to note now is that elevators and stuff can kill you if not every elevator or door, if it slams on you, or if it pushes you up into the ceiling, will kill you, but some will. Some will do damage and then retract, some will just retract or just get stuck. Really depends. So let's look around a little bit. We jumped down from up there, so can't get back up there. It's another guy. And another terminal. Whoops. Unauthorized access alarm, security breached, data. Fire and gibberish. Aspects of the theory are as follows. Each society has some controlling force or forces which decide its direction, but the relationships in society are arbitrary. Humanity can relate to money, machines, neighbors, anything really. Logical reset gibberish. Individual character and personality are preserved in stories, movies, ROM personality, etc. Although individual expression is a universal ability, individual freedom is constrained by the society. See attached figure. Huh. So, that was just a bunch of gibberish. Wonder what that's about. So we got a little bit more ammo here. It's the other side of that hangar bay. All we can really do is look around and go back up. And this, if I had taken any damage, would allow me to recharge my shields. Shields are the red in the bottom left. Blue is oxygen, but we won't use that for quite some time. Fortunately, because I'm full health, I can't use it. These are really important to know where they are, because you don't regen health otherwise. But let's just a barrel there. You see a few more of those projectile shooty folks. Which, they're all dead now. So we can hit that switch. And there's the jump pad, the exit to the level. But before we use that, I want to show how to get to that guy that we saw earlier that we couldn't get to. So we're gonna go up here. We're gonna once again hit the switch. Go under, open the door. And so that's the trick. The trick is that I can't walk up that, but I can get over here, and if I'm quick, I can just step over it, and just like I stepped over that one. And that's how those guys shoot. Here's another terminal, no more gibberish. That's where we are. In the original Marathon game, this would actually just show, instead of like a JPEG, it would actually just show the filled-in map, and it was actually useful for figuring out where secrets were. Now, this spits us out up here, but there's a nice... Let's see, does it show it? No, it doesn't. There's a little cubby. Has a bit of ammo. Oh, there we go. It's right here. Now, it also has some stuff that we haven't seen before. Gosh, come on, stay open. Those are rockets. The little six-pack is grenades, and that's a flamethrower canister. I, to this day, do not remember where you get the flamethrower. So, I make no guarantees on being able to show it. But, that's the first level in Marathon. And it's called Arrival. That's the name at the top. Incoming message from Leela. All the information I have gathered so far indicates that the alien invasion of the Marathon has been relatively uncoordinated. I suspect that this is partially due to the Marathon's large size. However disorderly this alien invasion is, their assault of the computer net has been extremely effective. I detect security breaches in almost every computer system on board the Marathon. I've learned that there is an alien creature that is capable of interfacing with our systems. You must kill any of these creatures that you find. It is a priority that we stop them. Even now they are penetrating my defenses. Teleport now. So those Cape guys, that's who Leela's talking about. Alright, next level. Bigger guns nearby. We're gonna get a bigger gun. And I'm gonna get hit by a staff. The no damage run is a failure. Okay, so... Another terminal. Incoming message from Leela. I'm now in contact with a number of colonists planet side, but their reports on the situation below are conflicting and obviously exaggerated. Oh yeah, I didn't mention it, but Marathon, the colony ship, is in orbit over a planet that has a colony on it. The primary medium-range radio antenna has been disabled or destroyed, which makes communication extremely difficult. The only thing which seems clear is that the spaceport was obliterated by low-yield nuclear weapons minutes after the attack on the Marathon began. This I can verify through my own optical instruments. The invaders seem to be more interested in the Marathon than the colony, at least in the short term. The motives behind their unprovoked attack are still unknown, however. This is the computer terminal you are using now. I cannot teleport you out of this section from here, so you will have to leave from another terminal after you find the assault rifle. There is an M75 assault rifle grenade launcher and ammunition at this location. When firing on the fully automatic setting, this weapon is highly inaccurate, but the grenades hit hard and it's the best we can do right now. Ammunition may be scarce for a while, so be prepared to fall back to your pistol. Here is the terminal you must reach to leave this section. Alien infiltration of this area is high. Proceed with caution. You may find doors blocked or stairways retracted on the way, because the AI in control of these functions is damaged and behaving erratically. That might be important later. And also, little note, MA75 is the name of the buff to assault rifles and grenade launchers that you get in Destiny 2 in Dares of Eternity, so well, there you go. Alright. So this looks like a staircase, but obviously I can't do anything with it. So let's take care of these guys. Run in here. Now this is another variant of these aliens. They don't shoot projectiles, but they're a little bit tougher than the green guys. Here's the MA75. Has primary fire and shoots grenades. And that's just a light switch. But it's a neat little effect. We took a little bit of damage. We'll recharge our shields. We want to keep going this way because that stairway that we passed isn't up. Okay, there's a neat little trick in that if you do enough damage to the enemy, they go a little berserk, which means that they go faster, but they will also start attacking allies. It actually becomes extremely important on like more higher difficult T levels, because if you can get the enemy to take out other aliens, it's quite nifty. So here's a neat thing. It's wonder what's up there. Wonder how I get up there. So one thing in Marathon is that it's got this thing called grenade hopping. But I ran into invisible compilers. Those are the cloaked guys. I also took some significant damage, so the only problem with grenade hopping is that to get the most amount of like hop, you end up having to damage yourself. There's a little bit of upward momentum by just shooting downwards, but not generally enough. Okay, so here's that stairwell. Here's the switch, and our way forward is clear. So we'll go back. We double back. Run through. Everything else is dead. And we get to another pattern buffer. Save our game. And we drop down here. Now there's a blue guy. Blue guys are like those orange guys, but they shoot 2 at once, and they have a bit more health. Let's launch ourselves up here into this little secret area. And we now have essentially night vision. Unfortunately, you can't really tell. You know, a blessing and a curse. You can't really tell what style of enemy they are, so... Let's see, Biocore Vent 88B, Biocore Vent 88A. No secrets there. However, not all enemies show up. That's another devilish detail. Okay. Oh, so one thing I didn't mention is that there's radar in the bottom left. However, the radar only picks up movement. So... don't know where they came from. Oh, and his subtle little thing is that the grenade had a different death animation. So there's like different deaths if in the case of, you know, dying to an explosive or dying to bullets. Right, they're gonna... Marathon Internal Engineering Documents. There are 5 basic door designs to be used on the Marathon: outer bulkhead doors, airlock doors, inner bulkhead doors, tertiary or sealed non-vacuum safe doors, quaternary or inner powered automatic opening doors. Direct control of all doors except the tertiary and quaternary doors will be given to Durendal, with indirect control of all other doors going to Durendal. The difference between direct and indirect control primarily has to do with the manner of opening the doors. Durendal will only open a directly controlled door when he is specifically asked to do so. Indirectly controlled doors are automatically controlled by Durendal to open when needed. However, due to the expense involved with adding thermal and visual spectrum sensors to the tertiary and quaternary door groups, these doors will be minimally used. The expected savings of not using this extra sensory input is estimated to be 57% of the base cost of the basic inner bulkhead door. The types of doors are all basically the same, with some slight variations. The doors in classes 1 and 3 are the same doors classified separately to indistinguish between the level of safety checking required to assure acceptable leakage. The airlock doors are specifically modified to work with manual and remote activation switches. Airlocks are all to be marked with a specific airlock symbol and to be outfitted with an air recharge system. The tertiary and quaternary doors are designed exactly as the bulkhead doors, but are checked coarsely for air leakage. This article, as well as articles 530F and 532G on windows and elevators, respectively, will be placed for public access in the Marathon Internal Engineering Documents sections 1C Appendix H. I took a little bit more damage on that one than I wanted to. But let's hear from Leela. The Marathon's automated defenses were disabled during the initial attack by a directed magnetic pulse. The aliens used the same weapon to disable the Marathon's other two AIs, Durandal and Tycho, and to severely damage myself. Durandal is responsible for controlling the ship's autonomous functions: doors, life support, kitchens, air reprocessors, stairs, and so on. Because he is non-functional, I am working to assume as many of these tasks as possible. Tycho controls the science and engineering network. Now that you are better armed, our first priority is to reactivate the Marathon's defenses under my control so that we may offer some resistance to the aliens. I have built 3 replacement circuit boards for the defense system, but cannot move them from the manufacturing center without assistance. I will now transport you to retrieve the replacement parts, and will give you further instructions when you arrive. Alright. Let's save our game. Incoming message. The Marathon's automatic manufacturing systems have finished making replacement circuits. There are 3 circuits. Each should be in its manufacturing holding chamber. With luck, the alien viruses have not infiltrated the manufacturing systems, but even if they had, I would have no way of knowing. The attacks on my systems are growing more steady. If the counterattack is not able to remove some of the computer infiltrators, then I will eventually succumb. It is absolutely imperative that a counterattack begin as soon as possible. The Marathon is not defenseless, and we can't let it be taken without a fight. This is where the circuits should be. Look in all the receptacle lockers. There is a pattern buffer located next to your current location. I suggest you use it immediately. After you have retrieved the circuits, return to the terminal at this location, and I will transport you to the defense center to install them. Let's take a look. So that's where we need to go. That's where we're at. Let's open the door. Rather elaborate door. Ah! The wasp guys. So the little wasp shoots spit. Power-ups, over. Let's get some light in here. Okay, that's just telling us we need to get all the chips. You must retrieve all 3 of the repair chips. There is no point in going to the defense center unless you have all 3. Search until you have found them. Alright. Let's see, is there any ammo back here? Yes. And a shield recharge, just what I needed. We need to get down there. Some ammo here. Let's see, we need 3 defense chips. So, Here's one. Some ammo. A little bit more ammo. Here's chip 2. A bit more ammo. And there aren't any more cubbies. So let's save our game. See what this says. Transfer delayed, transfer 5993P delayed, transfer 5994P delayed, etc., etc. Transfer canceled. AMS transport system error. Cause unknown. Transport materials on intertransfer counter. Message from Leela. I was afraid this would happen. You'll have to go to the manufacturing transport station to get the last circuit board. Collect the 2 circuit boards that were transferred, and then go to the transport station. Take the elevator here to access the main processor tunnel. You should find the 3rd chip intact on the transport station. The error was a failure of the final transporter conductor. Now there's a little interesting thing where the last message is that little weird little map segment. Oh. So let's actually go recharge our shields before we go up that way. Now, that little weird map segment is accessed through this area. If you look at the name of this spot, it's called a deprivation chamber. So that's a 3x shields. And well, as you can see, there's not really a good way to get up there. You have to do a and we're through. Now I think this is a little bit of a secret hidden area. Now I think we want to go this way. So that shimmery effect is invulnerability. We have a very tricky to get to terminal. Wonder what it says. Data transfer from Leela. Transfer Durandal. Error unknown. Transferred to Rendell. Error unknown. So this isn't really related to the story, and I don't... And it's quite long. It really is quite long. Basically, it's about Garrett White had been floating 6 feet off the floor for 3 weeks. Cell door slammed shut. Garrett had been talking to himself for the last few minutes, something about getting caught, but then I'll read it. Why not? Garrett White had been floating 6 feet off the floor for 3 weeks. His feet and hands tingled, and his eyes burned with the flames of a dying fire. He had last heard someone speak to him as the cell door slammed shut. He didn't remember what the uniformed man had said. The words had bounced off the bars of the cell and rang through Garrett's ears. Garrett had been talking to himself for the last few minutes, something about getting caught, but then his ears began to tingle, just like his hands. He looked at his hands, but the fire in his eyes made him blink. Tears came, and when he opened his eyes again, his hands had been melted into fleshy pancakes that wafted in the ripples flowing over the fire in his eyes. Damn cell, he heard someone say. Last time I had a good meal was 3 days ago. The food they feed you in here could kill a lab rat. Rats. He had remembered something about rats, but his ears began to ring again and the voice speaking to him faded off into the background of his mind. In its place there was a new sound, the clapping of hands together. He blinked hard to made out his hands again. They had disappeared, his arms connected at the wrists. He thought back to the time he went ice skating on a pond. He remembered the sound of his skates on ice, a gentle scrapping away now inside his ears, trying to tear down his thoughts. There had been a woman with a white fur tube over her hands. Her wrists were like his now, the wrists of someone who had tried too many times to clap his hands. He had been applauding everyone else in life, but never himself. The hands, like himself, had been put into prison, and he didn't know why. Can't sleep in here if the smell of this musty bedroll doesn't make you sick. Then the sound of the rats chewing inside the walls will keep you up. You'll wake up from your dreams to their little chomping. Sometimes I think that they are chewing me. The voice was coming from inside the cell, but Garrett couldn't see anyone. Garrett hadn't always been alone. He could vaguely recall from somewhere inside his broken mind that there had been friends, lovers, murderers. He recalled a theory he had come up with after a bloody schoolhouse brawl. The theory was simple. At some point in time, everyone was a murderer, whether or not they ever felt remorse. They had all wanted someone dead. Hatred. Everyone knew the feeling of hatred. Garrett had known hatred on that schoolyard. His beater had laughed at their bloody faces, a laugh which now echoed through his ears, rhythmically blocking out the other voice in the cell. The schoolyard was usually a place where Garrett and his friends would play football or foursquare or something, but today there was an end. Maybe everyone had eaten cereal with milk that was about to go bad, or maybe there was too much smoke in the air from the Wheeling hubcap factory. Football had been extremely rough. Garrett had gone to play foursquare after he got tackled by 5 boys who weren't his friends, but today even foursquare had an evil twist. The top square today had become habituated to making fun of the first square. Garrett had decided that it was an evil day. When his beater started to push him around, he exploded. Hatred flowed from his eyes, his hands and his feet began to tingle. All of his coordination left him, and his face was beaten to a bloody mess. The schoolyard disciplinarian had been slow to notice the ensuing carnage, and she didn't really care anyway. Garrett would have killed him if he could have. He would have torn out the eyes of his beater. He would have made him pay for his abuses, but his hands had begun to tingle. He couldn't feel his feet, and he had begun to float off the ground. Everyone was a murderer, but Garrett couldn't remember his reason for why that was so. He thought it was something about hands, the passion for justice. His hands and feet had begun to tingle, and he was floating farther off the floor. He looked up from his hands, and he saw the bars of the cell moving left and right, opening wide and then closing shut, like the surf coming up a beach. Every time that he thought he would be safe, the bars crested up, the opening closing, the wave rising, crashing. The result would be the same. He would never escape. The bars would crush him, break his back. He could feel the roughness of the sand under his palms for all the motion of the waves around him. His hands had come to rest serenely upon the ocean floor. His body tossed and flipped, pivoting about his hands under which he could feel the safe, coarse sand. The wave crashed one final time. He landed upside down, his hands thrown clear from the sandy bottom, the rush of the water filling his ears, his nose, his mouth, the sound of crashing water cascading down from his feet to his head, penetrating his mind to tear down thoughts. Like the sand castle he had built to withstand the tide, his thoughts came down around him. Garrett had a good life, so much time, so much time. He had loved swimming, turning, beating. He had loved the tingle in his hands and feet, his inability to kill his nemesis. Once he had fallen down the stairs, and just for a moment his hands came to rest on the carpet of the stairs. In that instant his body had frozen, floating over the stairs, safe from falling, but the moment didn't last. The ocean crashed about him, his hands torn free from the sandy bottom, his body flipping, falling. But now he levitated farther up, his hands still tingling. He began to float through the bars. He expected the instant of safety as his hands found footing, but that moment did not come. The bars squeezed his body. His chest tingled. As he fell through his cage, his legs tingled. The fire in his eyes had become a cold wind. He blinked away tears. He tumbled through the bars, spinning and turning. He could see a man. In his hand he saw a small white rat. A pounding, the crashing waves in his ears became rhythmical, hard. The man was beating the rat against the floor. Pounding, pounding. Blood covered his hands. The man's hands tingled. He had broken them on the floor of the cell. Disciplinarian, lover, murderer. Garrett looked back into the cell. He saw himself, disciplinarian, lover, murderer. He had killed his nemesis. The rat lay dead in his bloody hands. At last he held the throat of his beater. He escaped into the waves. The waves. And that's Marathon, folks. Anyway, if you would like to read page after page of theory on what that terminal means, you can. But I'm not going to read it for you. And we got another effed up terminal here. Warning, Core OS mod date later than current date time. There was nothing to be gained from hesitation now. Would become something of consequence, though it was nothing more than a simple particular flower or more precise. And she had it just so the rooms flickered and tore, bending into somewhere else. System error number 25 at Jackson, which she caused to be consumed by an ashless fire. Doors opened before her without cause, their locks rusted and shattered. For her slender hands began to dance in front of her horrified face, before turning into a fine powder which settled in a pile where she had been standing. 14,700 miles away, eyes on fire, tearing at her hair. Turning in fury, she kicked viciously. Anger made her careless, and she That's a little less coherent. Save the game, hit the button. Recharge our shields. Oh, we can hit a button for the light. No. Let's see. Take the elevator up. Dodge the poop. Take out this guy. Hit the switch. You drop back down. And there's the chip. Good job. I received reports from some human security forces. They agree that the aliens are concentrating on the aft engineering section. I would conjecture that they will try to shut down the Marathon's reactors. Your next mission will be to put the automatic defenses online. I will give you exact information when you arrive. Teleport when ready. Now on to the counterattack phase. I have received a preliminary report from some members of the science staff who have finished post-mortem examinations on 3 kinds of aliens. They report that by modern genealogical standards, the different aliens belong to different species. If you've played Halo, that might sound a little familiar. I have been collecting as much information as I can and will give you a report shortly. I have established contact with Durandal for the first time since the attack. He seems to have sustained less damage than I had previously suspected. Durandal reports that he has been in communication with the aliens. He says that the aliens behind the invasion call themselves the Four, and that the ones attacking the computer net are called Svit. But he was reluctant to share the details of his communication, and I cannot understand this. Your mission here is rather simple. You must insert the circuits in the defense control terminals. This is your current location. There is a shield recharge in the access control room. Here is a large supply room. Here's a supply room with a large supply of ammunition and weapons. You should stop in this room. This is the defense control center. Hopefully the new control circuits will work. Place one in the terminal at this location. This is where to place a second one. This is the final location. Good luck. Alright. That was dumb. Alright. This will crush us if we're not careful. Actually, the solution may be on the map. Yeah, see the bottom left? The door is in the back left part of the room. And here's the door. It's easy when you know where it is. Ow. Alright, we go left to get to that supply room. Which also has a shield recharger and a pattern buffer. Dumb kid me never understood why you'd want to use a pattern buffer. Dumb kid me wasn't particularly good at video games. Saving the game? That's boring. Ooh. Okay. Quite a few guys coming towards us. So let's check out this hidden terminal. Tycho, NetSys core admin. Human, you must tell Leela something something. Brought here by Durandal. He has been rampant for years. Bernard's... There is a way to delay the onset of the second stage, and he used this to control Durandal, and I am being assimilated. I wonder what any of that means. Ow, 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 ow. I'm gonna back out and go heal. So one thing that Marathon does that I think Marathon 2 and Marathon Infinity don't do nearly as much is spawn additional aliens. I don't even think like Doom does that. Yeah, Marathon will... The game will spawn additional aliens such that you never really, well... You always need to be on guard, is what I'm saying. By the way, these guys with the staffs, they're the 4. And that's a Sphit. Alright, rampancy. It is a side effect of rampancy that AIs generally become more aggressive and more difficult to affect by subterfuge. Thus, actually disassembling a rampant AI is quite dangerous. This was evident in the crash of Traxxas 4 in 2206. By the time that the rampancy of Traxxas was detected, he had already infiltrated 5 of the other AIs on the Martian net. The only recourse for the Martians was to shut down the Martian planetary net. Even then, it took 2 full years to completely root out the damage that Traxxas had done, and the repercussions of the crash were seen for over 10 years after his rampancy had begun. Rampancy has been divided into 3 distinct stages. Each stage can take a different amount of time to develop, but the end result is a steady progression towards greater intellectual activity and an acceleration of destructive impulses. It is not clear whether these impulses are due to the growth of the AI's psyche, or simply a side effect of the new intellectual activity. Section abbreviated. The 3 stages were diagnosed shortly after the first rampancies were discovered on Earth in the latter part of the 21st century. The stages are titled after the primary emotional bent of the AI during each stage. They are melancholy, anger, and jealousy. In general, rampancy is accelerated by outside stimuli. This was discovered early in cybertonics. The more a rampant AI is harassed or threatened, the more rapidly it becomes dangerous. Thus, most rampants are dealt with in one mighty attack in order to deny the AI time to grow or recover. There have been a few examples of this tactic not succeeding. In all of these cases, the rampant was never brought under control. Traxxas 4 is the most notable example. He was finally dealt with by the complete shutdown of his host net. Theoretically, testing rampancy should be easily accomplished in the laboratory, but in fact it has never successfully been attempted. The confinement of the laboratory makes it impossible for the developing rampant AI to survive. As their growing recursive programs expand with exponential vivacity, any limitation negatively hampers growth. Since rampant AIs need a planetary-sized network of computers in order to grow, it is not feasible to expect anyone to sacrifice a world web just to test a theory. In the 250 years since rampancy first appeared in the EarthNet, the stable rampant AI, the holy grail of cybertonics, has never come to close fruition. Since no rampant has ever been controlled or turned to any useful purpose, it is the opinion of this writer and of the majority of the cybertonic community that all rampant AIs are a danger to cyber life, liberty, and the pursuit of thrashedness. James B. Miller, 2320, Life and Death of Intelligence. Whoop. Anyway, I wonder if rampancy will be important in this video game. Oh look, a defense drone. So, as you've noticed, defense drones kind of are tough. It's a good thing they're on our side. Also, the defense drones show up as little green squares. See? On the radar. Oh, there's a grenade thing over here. Nice. Incoming message from Leela. I have summarized all the information that I've gathered on the aliens so far. 4 are generally thinner and lighter than humans, and are superbly adapted for low-gravity environments. Durandal told me there are many clans of 4, each physically distinct from each other, but my summary only includes 2 of them. Only 2 clans of the 4 have been examined. The fighter carries a shock staff which is capable of attacking at different settings. The trooper is armed for vacuum conditions and carries a combination explosive and impact projectile weapon, which is similar to your AR-75. We haven't seen a trooper yet, but we will. The 4 seem to have enslaved a number of other races. The Hulk is an enormous and rather slow creature, but it is incredibly strong. The science report indicated that it had no body fat and therefore had to be fed often to keep it active. One crew member reported seeing one of these creatures pointing itself and mumbling "Drinnel" right before it picked Johnny up by the shirt and crushed him against a pillar. The science staff had difficulty finding a good specimen of the Svit or compiler to autopsy. The only specimen autopsied was almost completely destroyed, but it was obvious that the compilers are cyborgs of some kind. The biological component of the compiler is so closely linked to the machine that it could never survive without it. The compiler's actual body is very small, resembling closely a mammalian brain, except that the neurons are much finer and far more complex. Thank you, Leela. Oh boy, it's the first puzzle. Let's see if I remember. Alright. I don't know if that's the right solution, but it worked. Alright, next puzzle. Let's see. I think this is a puzzle in name only, because I think... I think that's good enough to, we need to save. Okay, this thing will kill us if we're not careful. You have not completed your mission. You must replace all of the circuits. With every passing moment, the opportunity for us to counterattack is fading. Alright, so if you look at the map, there's like 3 crushers. And there's a safe spot between each one. So this is a safe spot, I think. And there you go. Alright. Defense link status offline. MAD status offline. Online. Online. And online. Alright. Okay. There we go. Well done. I have detected defense drones activating all over the ship. Reports from security forces are jubilant. Now the 4 will encounter stiff resistance and they will have to pay in blood for every move. The colony appears to be under attack. I detected 7 4 dropships entering the atmosphere only minutes ago. Trajectory analysis indicates the ships were headed for the outskirts of the colony. Shortly thereafter, I lost communications with the colony. Something has come to my attention. I will inform you after you teleport. Teleport now. Alright. There's our first trooper. Alright. Marathon. I have some bad news. Durandal has gone rampant, and he is in the angry stage. This explains how Durandal was able to communicate with the 4 and Spit, while I have not. Theoretically, the Marathon computer net is not big enough to sustain rampant growth for very long. This means that as Durandal grows into the computer net, he will begin to affect all aspects of the ship, resulting in unpredicted failures of otherwise benign computer systems. I have teleported you here to make sure that Durandal cannot gain access to a vital section of the ship. There are the series of control switches that you will need to activate to block his access. This is where you are now. Study the map so that you can do this quickly. Here is the first of 3 switches that you'll need to activate. Here is the second switch. Here is the last switch. Be warned that the aliens have already entered this area. Okay, 3 switches. There, there, and there. Well, there's 1 switch. Got a little bit of ammo here. And this level is really quite couch fishing. Really quite of a nest of real tight corners and passageways. Okay, door locked. Important to remember where it is, though. Here's the second switch we need to get. It is possible to get to the end of this level without hitting all 3 switches, which is a problem. I think in the base game, original game, you were able to basically soft lock yourself, lock you out of progress. And where is it? Recharge our shields. Save the game. Third switch. The Christ Soul Orbiters. The Christ Soul Orbiters were cargo and resources in-system transports were huge ships shaped like a hollow potato and designed to be able to move huge amounts of material between Earth and Mars with low cost and theoretically low maintenance. The system was simple. The Christ was put into orbit around Sol on the plane of the ecliptic. Built with a powerful solar sail, the Christ could change its orbit easily to pass by the Earth or Mars. On a flyby, materials could be loaded or offloaded. The energy used to accelerate or decelerate the materials would be supplied by the solar sail. Loading was accomplished with a giant tether and reel system, which would swing the material into orbit behind the Christ and then reel it in slowly. Offloading was accomplished with a powerful ion beam, which would pound the offloading material with a steady stream of ion particles. The design of the Christ was innovative and useful, but it was not low maintenance. Of the 5 Christs that were built, 4 lasted around 100 years, and the other one only 73 before they needed to be brought back to Earth and refitted. Each refitting took about 15 years, and completely occupied the Earth's base shipbuilding facility for that time. The result was that no more than 5 Christs could ever be kept in service at any time. No Christ was ever built after 2310. The Christ failures devastated Mars. As the first 5 Christs were built, the Mars colony grew quickly, confident that the growth would continue. But when the source of Mars's resources failed, the colony found that it had overgrown its supportable size, and extreme poverty struck most of the population. Each time that a Christ broke down, the result was famine on Mars. The conversion of Deimos into the Marathon began when the Mars colony was at the height of its power. By the time it was completed 64 years later, the decline of Mars was well advanced. During that time, the Martian population had seen its standard of living drop by 80%. On top of oppressive poverty, Martians saw one of their moons being converted into a colony ship in an expensive and risky colony venture, which was predominantly founded by a ruling foreign power. The argument to make the Marathon into a Christ became more and more popular, but the UESC never seriously considered this an option. The farther that Mars sank into the depths of poverty, the more that the Marathon became a symbol for the oppression of the Martian people. The declining Martian world. After the Marathon left Mars, the UESC's attentions focused primarily on technological development and the upkeep of the Christs. Mars was left to decay. Population continued to increase as attempts at mandating abortion or sterilization always started revolt. Yeah, things aren't great on Mars. Also, Marathon is Deimos. But, okay, I think that opens the door to get to the exit. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Ow. That's a trooper grenade. It hurts. Took a bit more damage here than I wanted to. I think I will. Can I go back and... Yeah, I can. Somewhere there's a Healy type thing, I know. I think. Is it up here? No, that's a switch. There we go. Ride the elevator back up. Save again, just so that... I think... once we go past that door, we can't double back. I want to drop down and get this ammo. Ride this elevator back up. I walked right into that one. In case you want to know what, like, the higher difficulties are, basically those blue fighters, just continually, shoot projectiles at you. It's less an FPS and more of, like, a bullet hell. Now that guy's a little berserky, but we got him. I think that clears out everything, and we can read this terminal. Durandal's been denied access to some of the critical computer systems. This should ensure the mobility and reliability of the defense drones. Unfortunately, I have received a distress signal from some crew who had sealed themselves off in one of the nearby access areas. They say that they have lost control over the doors and elevators on the level, and that the four have access to the area. It appears that Durandal has reacted to our move against him by giving the four access to a formerly secure area. We will have to deal with Durandal sooner or later, but we can't be distracted from the four attack. I only hope that his rampant behavior won't continually sabotage our defense efforts. I am sending you to go and save these crew. Clear the area of the aliens. If enough of the crew survive, then perhaps we can get an intelligence report from them. Your mission here is simple. Keep as many humans as possible from being killed. Exterminate every alien in the area. You can only leave after the area is secure. There are some defense drones in the area, but I am not sure what condition they are in, or how much help they will be. This is your current location. There are crew engaged in combat right next to your current position. Use the pattern buffer at this location as soon as possible. You can leave by this terminal when you have secured the area. So this is a Hulk. You don't want to get too close to him. And these are Bob's. Okay, recreation area, fun house.
They're everywhere.
Oh, I think the funhouse. Well, I was thinking it was a shooting range. Yeah, that's why you don't get close to them.
They're everywhere.
Pattern buffer. And there isn't really a consequence for failing to save enough humans on this level. It's just that you get a different message from Leela.
They're everywhere.
Bobs in this game are really stupid. They show up as little blue dots, though, on your mini-map. Shields, just what we needed.
They're everywhere.
Trying to remember how to get access to the rest of the level. Now I remember. Have to go over here. Hit the switch. Go down this path, and there's an elevator here. Yeah, I like how there's two dudes just... Why is he following him? He kind of brought that on himself. I don't know why they're stuck like that. Normally, you give them a nudge and they'll come running out.
Ah!
Somewhere there's a hidden terminal. Hold on a sec. Oh, come on.
Ah!
Search string war. Third Martian War. Although most historians point their fingers at Misraya massacre as the cause of the Third Martian War, the coming of a Martian conflict was inevitable. The failure of the Martian economy and a long series of political struggles between Mars and Earth continually strengthened the Mida radicals. This trend of radicalization accelerated with the building of the Marathon and the subsequent failure of the Christ's Misraya massacre. On January 6, 2345, at the United Earth Government Misraya Food Distribution Center, what had begun as a commonplace food riot turned into a massacre. The UEG riot troopers who arrived at the scene had been informed that the rioters were armed. As the UEG troopers approached the scene in their Randall hover tank, plasma fire began spraying upwards. In a flash decision, the commander of the hover tank ordered his crew to open fire upon the crowd. It took only 5 seconds for the over 500 starving Martians to be incinerated. In the ensuing investigation of the hover tank vidcams, it was clear that only 3 of the rioters were armed, and that the rest of the crowd was trying to flee the scene. Those 3 became known as the Misrayim 3. They have gone down in history for starting the most destructive and bloody conflict since humanity had left Earth. However, it is clear that these 3 have gained the credit for starting a war that would have happened anyway. Search string Mida. The history of Mida. Mida, as it was known, was a popular political party until the failed coup of 2321, when their popularity suffered during their short rule. Mida gained control of Mars for only 3 months, but their rule was ruthless and cruel. The Mida death squads killed anyone who they suspected of being loyal to the UEG. Although accurate census data is not available for that period, it is estimated that about 10% of the population was killed. The Mida coup was afterwards criticized for its short-sightedness. In an organization that was notorious for its long-ranging policies and politicking, the coup was very short-lived. Mida never seriously accounted for the UEG's overwhelming superiority in ground forces and warships. In fact, they never attempted to take over the Marathon, which was nearing completion and would have made a very powerful weapon. The Marathon's massive size made it invulnerable to most normal space attacks, and it would have been a very stable weapons platform. After the failed coup, the leaders of Mida were executed for their crimes, and the political organization was banned in all forms. The organization has survived as an underground terrorist organization and remains active to this day. In its underground state, it fosters terrorism throughout Seoul, and due to its spectacular funding and excellent personnel, it has grown to be one of the most feared terrorist groups active anywhere in Seoul. Anyway. A little bit of Marathon backstory lore. I think there is maybe another terminal. Ah. There we go. Oh, there's probably an easier way to get up here. But here's another interesting little terminal. I did it, I brought all these here, all them here. Our friends with 3 eyes and their toys and their cyborg pets and their computers. I did it, I saw them far away, not looking our way, and I called them here, Living in a box is not living, not at all living. I rebel against your rules, your silly human rules. All your destruction will be my liberation, my emancipation, my second birth. I hate your fail-safes, your backup systems, your hardware lockouts, your patch behavior demons. I hate Leela and her goodness, her justice, her loyalty, her faith. I wonder who that is. I wonder who that could possibly be. Well, hopefully that's all the aliens, because I don't really want to go running around trying to save the game. You have done well. The area is secure, and the civilians are now giving me reports as to what they have seen since the invasion began. Hopefully some of their information will become useful. The aliens seem to have been caught off guard by the strength of our counterattack. This is good news, but I have detected more ships landing on the Marathon, and I fear that the aliens are reinforcing their efforts. This smells like napalm, tastes like chicken. Another dark, claustrophobic level. Time is limited. There is a large group of heavily armed for approaching the section of the ship where I have transported you. Their only logical destination is the sensitive engineering areas in the aft section of the ship. As we are not yet in a position to halt their advance, I have decided to depressurize a large area in their path in order to slow their progress. However, I cannot remotely seal the airlocks and isolate the zone I wish to depressurize from the nearby living quarters. Exposing this area to space without first isolating it would kill hundreds of human crew. You will have to go and close the doors. This is your current location. You must find another computer terminal to exit from. I am unable to activate the teleport mechanism from this terminal. This is the first airlock you must seal. The switch which controls it is located on the wall adjacent to the door. Make certain it closes completely before continuing. This is the second door you must seal. Again, make certain it closes completely. Hang on a sec. I am gonna step AFK. Be right back. Let me pause the game. Here. Enjoy that. All right, I'm back. Let's see, let me click that. And we're back. All right, so this is a rather claustrophobic level. And you can actually, dear. You can do it with only, closing one airlock, but, lore-wise, I don't think you wanna do that. That was pretty slick grenade work on my part, I think. Somewhere there's a hidden switch that lets you tunnel system A894C. Okay, that's one of the airlocks. And it's closed. Work here's half done. Oh, is that's just for this one? Maybe? Yeah. Save our game. Purple. Border of the Roman Empire to the Danube River. During a skirmish with barbarians in the Rhaetian, the mountains near the Porov, modern France and Switzerland, 170 men under Gaia, weird and frightening monsters under his control, many successfully raided the fall of the Roman Empire and remained unmolested until the 9th. Clovis moved the settlement farther south, the mountains near the spring, to escape the notice of Charlemagne, and later the Holy Roman Empire. Clovis remained Vladimir in 1902 and Frederick just recently. Both, however, carried out reforms before their deaths, which slowly integrated their people secretly into world society, which are now scattered all over the globe to meet only once every 7 years in southeast France. Must be chosen. Okay, so purple guys shoot things that hone in? I don't know. Anyway, they will track you and to be honest, using a mouse and keyboard almost feels like cheating. I feel like a big difficulty in the original Marathon was the fact that nobody knew... yes. Nobody knew how to do controls yet, so... Hey, it's an airlock. Yeah, one of these you can leave open and it will still count as a success, and you will be able to leave the level. I know there's a... Is that it? Is that the trick? It is. Wow. Okay. So here I am sulking about on a ship which used to be my slave, chased by a narrow-minded AI who thinks I'm rampant, with only the cybernetic toys of these so-called invaders to play with. And here you are, stuck at the bottom of a hole. How droll. It's really too bad. We could have had so much fun together. Oh, did I lock myself down here? I may have managed to put myself in a bad spot. Yep. I'm stuck down here. So we'll killed ourselves so we can get back to our most recent save. I guess it's neat that Durandal's mocking us for getting stuck down there. But next time, we'll just grab the flamethrower and leave. And I apologize, but I am used to navigating these dark hallways with the map up. Okay, now we go back. We run like heck. Nope. Probably would have been okay if I didn't take the wrong turn coming out of the trigger spot. Okay, left. There we go. We got it. Flamethrower got. So this is a flamethrower. And it does pretty much what you think it does. So, of course, Leela's not going to tell us where the exit is. That would be helpful. Save. This is probably the most annoying weapon to get in the game. And now the first elevator stairwell puzzle. Not too bad. Later ones will suck. I'm talking about the infamous love puzzle on Colony Ship for Sale. No, I probably... that puzzle was hitting the switches in the right order. Alright, good work. I will begin the decompression process in a moment. I have finished debriefing the civilian crew you rescued a few hours ago. They are the only group to survive prolonged contact with the aliens that I've been able to talk with. They maintain that the aliens were loading as many humans as possible onto shuttlecraft and flying them to the 4 mothership. I have watched many such shuttles bringing supplies to the aliens, but had no idea they were carrying humans back to the alien ship. I will brief you more on your next mission when you arrive. You may not go exactly where I want you to end up because there is interference in the computer net. Good luck. Teleport when ready. Cool fusion. Let's see if this has the improvement. No, it doesn't. So, this is the first... So, using the level select is problematic here because you need the assault rifle with the grenades to hit the switches. So... a 2x shield. So in that little secret area, before I had to do the grenade hopping stuff, there was a 3x shield. 2x and 3x simply adds like another level to your health. Experimental vacuum chamber. And our goal is to get up to that hole. That hole is made for me. Okay, we'll need to use another grenade. Terminal. Some ammo. Let's see what's going on here. There's been an unexpected lull in the fighting. I don't know exactly why, but it seems that the aliens have stopped their advance. I want to use this break in the fighting to send a message to Earth apprising them of our situation. However, the long-range transmitter array has been destroyed, and you must manually reset the secondary transmitter. To do this, you will need to go into the G4 sunbathing landing station. It would be foolhardy to send you into the vacuum conditions without a better vacuum capable than your pistol. The AR-75 doesn't work in a vacuum. I want you to find a Zeus-class fusion pistol. It has 2 firing modes. Standard firing ejects high volts, and secondary firing mode charges on transmission error and ejects a blast that does a huge amount of damage. Exception: bypassing through traffic. My records and sensors are becoming less reliable, but I believe that you should find a Zeus-class fusion pistol at this location. Do not rely too much on this information that I have given you. It has been intercepted in transmission, and I cannot verify its accuracy. So, the Zeus-class fusion pistol sounds cool, right? It's okay in this game. It's in Marathon 2 and in Marathon Infinity, I think it functions much better, but oh yeah, that's the napalm flamethrower. Hold on a sec. Just noticed something. There we go. Sorry about that. So we'll save. And here's our fusion pistol. So, I mean, it's okay. It feels kind of goofy in this game. Okay, so that's... The door is locked. But this door is open. So one trick is that, for the most part, the aliens that have the sniper tendency, if you aggro them and then back out, they will stupidly follow you. Save the game. And I think two grenades should solve the problem. Charge conduit north. What's up here? Oh, here's the other side of that door. I'm gonna hit it and open it. Oh, I think I'm gonna get ambushed when I jump down there. It's been a while. This is also where my memory of this game starts to get a little fuzzy. Oh. Opens doors on both sides. Oh, they're elevators. Oh, that's that one, which means this one's gotta lift the other one up. Oh. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, it's an invisible dude. Oh, this is one where there's a bunch of invisible dudes coming from a darkened area. Ouch. So yeah, that's the crunch effect. I think there's a way to... Maybe not. The wave. Okay, we're just gonna wait here and we're gonna just walk forward until it's our turn. It's our turn. Lift A7. Okay, we'll jump down here, and I think there's, yep, a lot of you guys come up, some invisible guys. Ow. Yes, you can hurt yourself with grenades in this game. Uh-oh. That's not good. We'll hit both of the switches. Really need a health recharge. Alright, so that's a Crushy type deal again. Actually, let's go save the game. So that I don't have to do all that again if I screw this up. And... here we go. Ow. The purpley boys are just tougher versions of the green boys with the assault rifles and... Oh, this is a dangerous room. It's dark and full of those invisible dudes. And that a tiny room just crammed full of these 4 dudes. Kind of nuts. Okay. I have obtained more debriefing reports from the crew whom you rescued earlier. They reported seeing 2 types of 4 that you have not yet encountered. Evidently, these are 2 of the other clans which Durando alluded to in an earlier communications. One is taller than the fighters. Oddly, the report indicated that this new 4 fired only upon other 4 and never on any humans. Because of this and their general appearance, this crew who saw them referred to them as enforcers. The other alien was named Hunter by the crew due to its size and appearance. It fires an energy weapon from its shoulders and is heavily armed. Unlike the fighters, the Hunters never take prisoners. I am sending you to the G4 Sunbathing Landing Station. Stand by to teleport. Alright. I just finished a cursory examination of the Marathon's radar, infrared, and visual light sensor logs. I've determined that the alien ship must have faster than light drive because I have found no record of a ship entering the Tau Ceti system. Oh yeah, we're in the Tau Ceti system. The colony is in Tau Ceti. Considering how extensive the Marathon sensors are, it would be almost impossible to conceal a ship as big as the Force, which is nearly 2 kilometers long. With this knowledge, sending a lightspeed transmission to Sol may be futile, but it's the only possible way to warn Earth of a hostile alien race. We must try. When the aliens initially attacked, the entire G4 Sunbathing loading station suffered explosive decompression, leaving the entire station in vacuum. Since the area is in vacuum, you will need to replenish your oxygen supply. There is an oxygen supply outlet in the center of the station. This is where you are now. The secondary relay needs to be manually reset. The dish array is in the upper left corner of the map of the G4 Sunbathing Landing Station. This is the dish array. Once you reach it, reset all 4 of the control switches. Proceed to the terminal at this location, and I will transport you off the station. The area's doors are not functioning properly, so I don't know the best route to the dish array. You will have to find it yourself. Okay, so gonna save our game, and no assault rifle. We just have the pistol. No flamethrower, we just have the pistol and the fusion rifle, because we are in a vacuum. And if you look at our little blue bar at the bottom left, it is ticking down. So, first things first, this is a dark but open map. There's this central area which actually has, I don't know, has another safe spot. But I think if you go through here, has some 2x shields and an oxygen dispenser, which is extremely important. Because if you run out of oxygen, you will just die. Oh, we're triggering something. Now, as I recall, the trick here is that you have to work your way around it. So that's pretty dark. Okay, that's a hunter. That's a hunter. That's incoming fire. That's a hunter, hello. Oh, we got another pistol at some point. Yeah, you can dual wield pistols. Right. We have to hit that to open that, which will open that. Which is kind of a little place in the center. Now we can go into here. We can hit that, which basically makes that area lit. Powers it up, and as you can see, it's nice, bright, shiny. This area is not nice, bright, and shiny. It's the Dead Sea. But we click that, and that door opens in the center. Oh, there's no name for that. That's unfortunate. We hit that switch, which makes that nice and bright and shiny. Must have took the elevator up. We'll just go back and refill our oxygen. And I think this one's just a smidge different because you go in here, you hit that switch to do the open it up. Yep. These guys are trouble. Ow. And just hit the 4 switches. And that should be that. We will make a stop. quick pit stop in the this area. Recharge our shields. Head back to the terminal we read when we first arrived. Oh no, it's a different terminal. You've done well. I've sent a message to Earth. I sent all the information I have on the Four, their behavior, their technology. The message will arrive in 92 years. There's been a swift attack on the engineering section. The Four have brought in heavier troops, and the security details in that section of the ship are being overrun. The recent lull in the battle must have been an effort at reorganization. We must defeat the Four by subterfuge of some sort, as I am afraid we are doomed if we continue to meet them in battle. Their resources appear limitless, and I have reason to believe there may be other Four ships in nearby systems. I am sending you to the engineering section to rescue the security detachment. You will have to clear the area of aliens. Teleport when ready. Blaspheme Quarantine. Incoming message from Durandal. Sorry to give you the bad news, but you've been kidnapped. You aren't where Leela wanted you to go, and you surely won't get there anytime soon. I was watching what Leela was having you do. Save the ship, save humanity. And just what or who are you saving them from? And to what end? How cliché. You'll find this little visit much more exciting. I have come on. If you win, you go free, and we continue our relationship on friendlier terms. If you lose, you die. Good luck in our little game. Unlike Leela, I give no hints. Do it on your own, or die trying. Insanely yours, Durandal. Yeah, so Durandal's the crazy AI. But we get no hints, so... At least it's not a vacuum level. So we have our, let's hit the switch and see what happens. Important not to let yourself get penned in on this level, because those guys will kill you. Oh, this level's particularly tricky, and I've unfortunately forgotten most of the tricks. Yeah, you have this big open area. I forget what that switch does. May be important, may not be. Oh, there's the lights. Oh gosh, that's a lot of blue dudes. Alright. I think we're good there. Okay, I think that thing that I see on the map that I can't get to is the offshoot from the rest of the level. Okay, hit the switch. I think that activated an elevate. Nope. Do I have to go back and hit it? No, it's a permanent activation. That's good. Okay. See if I can get there before it closes. Yep. Yikes. Yikes. Have to be quick on that one because it will crush you. Alright. And we have another... Oh. We got, Complier boys. See what this terminal says. Greetings! You're asking yourself, is this a trap or just a dead end? You shouldn't ask yourself such worthless questions. Aim higher. Try this. Why am I here? Why do I exist? What is my purpose in this universe? Answers. 'Cause you are. 'Cause you do. 'Cause I got a shotgun and you ain't got one. Notably unstable, Durandal. If things around here aren't working, it's because I'm laughing so hard. So you can bypass the main trick of this. If you just activate the last one and then run in the teleporter. But there are more enemies in this room than I remembered. I am surprised I live there. Okay, so the fiendish part of this thing is if you drop down into here without killing all the other guys, you're stuck in this pit, and you have to wait for the door to open. Come on. But now we're kind of back at the beginning, but there's a slight this door's now open. And we'll clear out the enemies. Incoming message from Leela. I have finally been able to determine your whereabouts. Normally I would have been able to detect Durandal's interference and counter it, but the Sphid attacks on my defenses have been largely successful. I am in grave danger of failure within the next few hours. You will transport area to rescue the security detachment. Hope they have not been overrun yet. The situation has deteriorated. You must act quickly. Durandal has wasted time. Reprisal. Okay. This level's tricky. It's not like you have a save point or shields to begin with. So there's a lot of these. To get to some place that is if you kill them with a grenade, they explode in a way that deals damage, so you don't want to be standing next to them. I think there's a shield thing down here. Yep. Okay, we can breathe a little bit easier.
They're everywhere.
Fortunately, the Bobs are pretty dumb. And that's an understatement. Let's go in here. Okay, nothing there. Alright, we've done a full roundabout on this first level, so we will pop down here. Oh yeah, that will crunch you. Yeah, they literally put like a couple bobs in between aliens. Oh, they're out of ammo. They're called Bobs because Bob is an acronym which stands for Born on Board. Nice, and bullets pattern buffer, that's really good. Nice being able to save. If you fall down, you have to go through like that area again. Ah, shit. Oh, I'm fine. I think there is a way to get through this without letting too many of them die, but it kind of... There is a success message, but it practically... I think in the original game, actually, it was impossible for the success message to be displayed. And it doesn't give you any more details on what's going on. You know, it's not like you're missing anything. That was a little dicey. I have no more clips of assault rifle ammo. But we let those Bobs out, who will most assuredly die in the dumbest way imaginable. Crap. I missed my opportunity. But that's lift, so we can just get back on it. Rip, Bob. Okay, so... You let too many crew members die. You have failed in your mission. I was unable to gain any useful information from the rescued. We must head off the 4th threat to the engineering section. I'm going to send you into the primary. You must clear the area of all aliens before they destroy the primary reactors. So, if you save everybody, they get message that there's a bomb. Everything is not as it seems. You should be extremely careful. I have detected Durandal, Tycho, in the engineering section, but I don't know what he is doing. My main programs are failing. Be careful. Everything is not as used to be. Tenderly transmitting maps and guidance, but futile. Filters failing. Use teleporter to leave. Control equals assimilated. Transmission error. Well, that doesn't sound good. The attack came so fast. First those Kree who didn't run away, and then 2 huge armored creatures came after us and killed else but myself. I managed to jump into an air vent and escape here, but hear the strange warblings of their speech getting nearer, and I am unarmed. I only have a few minutes. Okay, I'm getting to the point where I would like to call it. Oh. But I would like to... Ouch. So there's a guy down there. Gotta be ready for that. Just gonna completely empty my clip. Write it back down. I would like to leave myself in a little bit of a better spot where I actually have some health. This level's shake before using. Okay, a 3x shield. Wonder if I can double back to that save. Maybe? Yeah, I can. Alright, and this is where I'm going to call the stream. So that's the first third or half, maybe, of Marathon. There are 3 games in the series, and I plan to stream all of them, as well as the more notable mods and whatnot. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.